Hey everybody. Hope everybody's having a great day. Of course, I just got off getting ready to play some softball. Wanted to get a video out to you guys. A little more about social media and your kids. All right, parents, here we go. I gave y'all some simple directions. Like the video, share the video, and comment. Well, you guys can't do that. So you're telling me you can't follow simple directions, which is exactly why most of you that have kids, why your kids can't follow simple directions in school. But hey, let's move on. Let's talk about some more things that your kids are doing with social media. How many of y'all think that your kid needs a phone in school? Because I promise you, I sit all day long and watch these kids on video. There'll be 6 of them, 8 of them, 10 of them that meet up at the bathrooms 20, 30, 40 minutes even, hanging out. Yes, I'll let somebody know eventually, and they go get them and tell them to go back to class. But that's time that your kids are not in class learning anything. And I'll be honest, again, I sit and watch these kids all day long, and the ones that have to go to after school tutoring, that are failing their classes, excuse me, because they're not focused in school. They're calling one another, they're texting one another. Hell, some of them are texting y'all. Your kids in school to learn. Educators, help me out here. Leave me a comment. These kids are distracted with these phones in school. I don't want to hear that you need your kid to have a phone in case of an active incident that you need to know about. Because truthfully, guys, come on, think about it. You can't get into school. If bad things are happening, you're not going to get in. But think about what they're doing and looking at on social media. I asked you guys if you thought everything was true, and the majority of you know that what we're looking at, a lot of what we're looking at is not true. But these kids, let's be real. Common sense is not common anymore, even for some of you. And I know I'm triggering a lot of you, but it's the truth. Common sense is not common anymore, and your kids have none. The majority of these kids have no common sense. So what they see on social media is exactly what they believe. They believe they can do these challenges and they can get away with it. They're going to get that one video that gets them 1 million views, and they're going to become TikTok famous or YouTube famous, all because they're doing this crap. What they're doing is getting in trouble, and it's going to stay on their record for a long, long time, I promise. You don't know what you think you know. Your kids are using these phones to communicate with one another all day long in school. Even the littles. I'm sorry, guys. Even the littles. 2nd grade, 3rd grade. Because I promise you, these kids know exactly what they're looking at. I don't care how many blockers you think you've put on it, because I promise you, there's a kid in school that knows how to get around it that's telling everybody else. I see it every day. Now, if you think your kid's not using their phones for anything other than emergencies, leave me a comment. Like and share the video. Educators, again, stand up, help me out. Are these phones not a distraction for these kids in school? Y'all know it. We're already failing these kids. It's time for us to stand up and correct the BS and make these kids understand what they're supposed to be doing. Guys, look, I love your kids. I promise you. I love the littles, and I moved to a high school this year, and I'm telling you what, it's a different world. But I still love these kids. I want the best for them. That's all. I'm going to do everything I can do to protect every one of them in my school. And I promise you, every officer that's out here that's in a school, they're there to do the same thing. But I promise you, these kids are failing because they're too preoccupied with other things on their phone. I see them walking around the halls texting on their phones all day long. They got earbuds in. They think they're hiding them, but they're not. Come on. Think about what these kids are doing on social media. And let me throw something else at you. Okay? As an educational institution, we give them laptops to do all their work on. When do they ever learn penmanship? They don't have to write papers really anymore, do they? Everything's done digitally. Most of them can't even write a paragraph because our tablets spell everything for you. So I don't understand how some of them can't spell right, but they can't. But guys, think about what I'm saying. You have your kids, some of them have older siblings that have older friends that have figured out ways around the blocks that you got on these phones. You're not as smart as you think you are. And some of y'all have technology degrees. I get it. And you're good at what you do. But I promise you, these kids are pretty good at what they're looking at. And the majority of them believe what they look at. And I promise you, right now, we live in a scary time. Look at what your kids are looking at. Look at it. Because there's hidden apps on their phones. Look it up. Google it. I promise you, you'll find things that you never, ever thought. Because I promise you, you really don't know what you're looking at. Because these kids do. They're smart. And I promise you, the only education they're getting is off their phones. Yes, some of y'all are doing a fantastic job with your children, but others are failing. We have to stand together. We want these kids to be the best adults they can be. It's hard enough out here. It really is. But imagine if your kid has no clue, and a lot of them don't. How are they supposed to live on their own and make it out here? Not knowing the truth about what's on social media, what it's really about. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I see them playing games and stuff too, when they're supposed to be doing work. Guys, I promise you, there's kids addicted to these games, but I promise you this, and I've experienced a lot more than you could ever imagine, 10, 11, and 12-year-olds that are addicted to porn because it's free. And older siblings tell them how to get it. Friends of older siblings tell them how to get it. It's all out there for them to see, and it's free. You don't have to verify anything. They can go right to it. I promise you, these kids are watching a whole lot of stuff that they don't need to be watching at ages that they don't need to see stuff. They're kids, for Christ's sake. Let's let these kids be kids. Take this crap away from them, and let's get these kids on the right track. Start teaching them the truth. Because if you're not teaching them the truth, social media is going to teach them exactly what they want to teach them. And your kid's going to learn it the way your kid learns it from social media. I love you guys. I want the best for your children. But y'all got to stand up and do your jobs as parents. Nobody else is going to do it for you. And I promise you, as hard as it is out here nowadays, nobody cares if your kid makes it. You have to tell them the truth about what's on social media. And only you. You, the parent. Stand up and be one. Guys, love y'all. Till the next video, we'll talk later.